Hello, hello, and welcome, welcome. You are here at the Coaches Lounge with yours truly, Barbara J. Beckley. Woohoo! And I am here, as always, every week to inspire you to reach out, to give love, to give a spotlight to coaches, mentors, and consultants around the world. Yes. I like to say that because I can finally say that started last year that I'm global because I have people in other countries coming on this show. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. It's nothing fantastic to have diversity when you're doing your show or whatever you do in life. You get to meet so many amazing individuals. So I just want to just say yay to global. And also to let you know that please, please, please always give your coach, mentor, and consultant some love. And the reason why I say that, because they're walking through the journey with you. They're helping you. They're like your little cheerleader saying, okay, you can do what you want to do, be it in financial, be it as health, be it, in visibility, be it in branding, whatever it is that they're coaching you in. I didn't really see too many shows that really give that type of spotlight to people. So guess what? What I did is I said, hey, if it's not there, I don't see it. I'll build it. I'll create it. And that's what I did. And we've been going strong. I have to say for a good 5 years to make sure that we are giving that spotlight to those experts out there that's giving advice. That's, like I said, that's walking the journey with you. Everyone, and I'm going to say this, everyone should have a coach. I have a coach, more than one. Oprah has a coach. people that celebrities and everywhere else has coaches. So we're never to that point of where we arrived. Let's just say that. Always learning, always growing, always trying to stretch ourselves. And coaches do that for us. So with this, every time I bring on a lady on my show, you know what I say. I give them the crown because they are queens. So we have a wonderful queen today, Mrs. Queen Isabelle. And believe me, she, we just met a little while ago, but I feel her wonderful energy. She is amazing. I'm going to call her a celebrity. I'm going to call her a celebrity because she's not only a relationship coach, a transformational coach, sexologist coach. Aha, I know I probably sparked some people's attention. Aha. But she's also an author. She's a speaker. She does everything. And I love that because she's making sure that she's reaching out so she can help people in what she coaches about. That's relationship building when you think about it. So I'm not going to say anything else because I want you to hear her lovely voice. We're going to get a chance to get to know her. And I want to ask too, towards the end, she's going to give you some inspirational information. Please jot that down and also reach out to her. Yeah, I'm starting off early. I'm getting on you already. We're going to have her website up there. Yes, I want you to reach out to her. Because if you can't even use it, just say, well, I don't really need her as a coach. You might know somebody. So you can't get off by saying that. So we'll be right back and we'll be talking to Queen Isabelle. Barbara J. Beckley, and I'm a visibility and social media strategist. Hello. Yes, it's Maddie. She's on. Ta-da!
Hi, Barbara. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, lady. You know what? I just love your energy already. I love what you do, and you had to come on the show. Now, just, I'm always, open to things. Now, she was going to be on the show a few weeks ago, and, things happen because she's a busy lady. She's a celebrity. So, things happen, right? And when she said, oh, I was like, the first thing I was telling her today, I said, I just wanted to come back on the calendar. That's all I wanted to do because I wanted to come on the show. So when she came back and said, oh, yeah, let me look at my schedule, I was like, perfect. She's coming. So welcome, Queen, to the Coaches Lounge. I really adore, I'm a coach myself, of course, but I adore other coaches, mentors, and consultants because, like I said earlier, we are the ones that, want to help pull things out of people, whatever, phase that you're dealing with them as a coach, and look for them to win, in any type of capacity. And it takes time, patience, as you know, a lot of things as being a coach. So before we get into kind of what you do for individuals, I want to pull back the veil just a little bit and see how you became this amazing transformational coach in what you do.
Thanks, Barbara. So actually, it started a long time ago. I became a sexologist in 2004. Yes, it was quite a long time ago. After having a lot of issues myself in relationships and having some sexual problems, I'd had to see a sexologist myself, and I went through a healing journey for 3 years, which was really, really difficult. But I kind of gathered all the tools, and I decided after becoming a sexologist to become a transformational coach. I became a hypnotherapist. I did Reiki also. I do Reiki. I love helping people, and I love serving the people because I know how life changing it can be. And so when people come to me, I don't want to see them for 2 years. I want them to get results. I want them to grow, and I want to give them the tools to be able to reach that next level in their relationship or even in their own sexuality.
Yes. What I really love, because I was reading, your bio and everything, and this is kind of a topic that some people shy away from, or they feel like, do I really need to go to sexologist, consultant, or a coach? I'll just deal with what I'm dealing with, and I tell people, I said, why not? It's part of your relationship with your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend. So if you're having some troubles, just like if you were having problems in finances, just like if you were having problems with your branding, still there's the coaches for that. So why not, get into that part of it? So I love what you do, and you help people in that relationship, because to me, that's even more intimate bond that you have to really understand how it works.
Yes, it's so important. It's like fine tuning your relationship. And even sometimes couples come to me and they're like, everything is going so well in their relationship. We have good communication, everything functions day to day, but sexually, it's just we're having issues. It's just not happening. And then we dig a little bit deeper and we find little gaps that we just need to fill. And these gaps can be in the relationship, and maybe you don't even know they're there. Some couples come to me and they don't even know that they need to work on certain things until we have a chat and we discover those things. So it's so important. And even after their intimacy, their sexual life is back, sometimes they like to check in once a month or every few months just to make sure that they're still aligned. And I think that's amazing. Couples that go from 21 years old to 66, like everyone should do it. I think it's an amazing thing to do for your relationship if you want to keep that life partner and blossom together.
Definitely, Queen. And I was just thinking, because I know throughout my years, I got divorced last year, but that's a whole nother story, a whole nother show. But we were together for 24 years, and I know other couples that's been together for a while, different years, and some of them have told me that after 5 years of marriage, they were okay in that capacity, and then to the point where they were getting immune to it. And when I used to hear that, I'm like, no, you shouldn't get immune to not being physical with your partner. It's like going backward or something. It's like, how you having fun? I'm just being honest. And you're just like, okay, we just decided, we're okay. But like you said, Queen, maybe you're not okay if you don't even want to have that, because it started off. So what happened? So I'm glad that you come to people, and hopefully, like you said, I was going to ask you, when you deal with couples or individuals about that, how do you dig deep? Because like you just said earlier, it might be something even more that they don't even understand what it is.
Yes. Well, First of all, I start to ask them a lot of questions on the day-to-day. So everything is functioning, everything is going well. I'm so happy to hear that. That's amazing. Well, why are you here? Like, what is the problem, right? And what I hear a lot is desire. One of the partners lost desire. And like you just said, Barbara, it can be due to complacency. Sometimes in long-term relationships, we just stop making the effort. We just stop. And we feel we know our partner so well, we kind of go through the motions, and it just becomes a little bit dull. And it becomes an experience that is not pleasurable for either partner, right? And I feel like often where I start is by explaining to couples that desire can take different forms in long-term relationship. It's not that spontaneous urge to have sex we used to have when we first meet the person. It can become responsive. It can become something that we don't think about, but if we make the time, if we prioritize intimacy, just by being in that circumstance and having a certain level of touch and deep conversations, it can really trigger that desire and arousal within us. And that's often what couples don't do. And so we usually start with that, just basically clarifying that don't look for that spontaneous urge you used to have. It can come back, but you need to allow that responsive desire to show up again.
Now, thank you, Queen, for that. That's awesome. I was going to ask you, because another thing that I know that's probably really important is understanding the person's love language. So, some people, I know there's like 5 different types of love language. And if you don't understand your, other half, what they like, that's the problem right there. Where that's why the sexual part of it is not happening the way it should. What do you say about that?
I love that you bring that up, because love languages are definitely a part of rekindling that intimacy and keeping that desire, because often there's a misunderstanding between what your partner needs and what you need, and you're not really aligning in that way. So it's not just about learning knowing what your love language is. It's also about learning your partner's love language. Yeah. And so and this can show up in your sex life as well, right? So if your love language is words of affirmation, you will want your partner, for example, to say things when you are in that intimate moment, to say you're beautiful, I love you. You want to hear those words, right? But if your love language is physical touch, it's through touch that you're going to feel that arousal show up again, that desire show up again. So it's really important to tune into those, to know what they are, and it can change as well with time. And so regular check-in with the love language.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Queen. It could change in time, especially if you've been with somebody over 5 years. I mean, it could be even 4, 3, but over 5, 6, 7, 10 years, things can change. Your love language can change. I was going to just say something just came to me. Me and my husband, we were married the first 5 years, and he thought he was doing like everybody else, buying me the flowers and the candy, start off with that. And well, I like flowers. They're okay. And candy, I'm not really good on candy, but he didn't ask that. He just felt like everybody else is doing it, all the other guys that he talked to with their wives. So he decided to do it with me. Well, he bought flowers, found I was allergic to the flowers that he bought. He bought candy, it was all chocolate. Well, I'm allergic to chocolate. So he's coming in the house, trying to start like this romantic thing to get to well, that kind of just killed that, because I was sneezing. I had to get Benadryl. Didn't like chocolate because allergic to chocolate. And I felt like if he would have just asked a question or seen what I like, if that was something, then maybe it would have been went a different route. So that's why I was just wanting to bring that up about, like you said, the love language. You really have to understand your other half to say, okay, what do you like? Or pay attention. I was going to ask you that, Queen. Pay attention to what they like and what they
Pay
desire.
attention. Yes, pay attention. And this is such a powerful story, because when you are in that situation where you feel your partner is not really listening, you feel you're not being heard, you feel like they don't know you. And all of these little things, feeling heard, feeling loved, feeling appreciated, feeling like they're really listening to you, that is foreplay.
Yeah.
That is foreplay, and it goes way beyond sex. It comes way before. But if you're not feeling like that on a consistent basis, at one point, the intimacy that the desire you have towards your partner is going to start to fade, because you end up feeling a little bit lonely. You're not feeling connected. You don't feel like they connect to you, and you're not connected to them. And it can also create some resentment in the relationship. So that's so powerful, what you just said, Barbara. I really love that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that. It starts with we're all adults here, like you said. It starts with the foreplay before you even get into the act of it. And if that is kind of disturbing, or you don't understand what a person likes, yeah, it's gonna get faltered. And if a person doesn't say anything or speak up, and it continues to go that way, I think that's where people start going into this part and then saying, "Well, we're just, this is what we deal with," and I'm like, no, no.
No, exactly. You end up saying no, and at one point it can come to the point of no return, and you just can't reconnect at one point, right? But and this is why it's so important to communicate, right? So if you're feeling unheard, if you're feeling like, your partner is not really understanding you, it's really important to have those deep conversations, as difficult as they may be, because that keeps your emotional connection going. And you need that emotional connection. And I would say, specifically for women, I don't like to generalize, but this is the reality of it. Women really need to have that. Most women need that emotional connection to want to get to that physical level afterwards. Yeah. And communication is the key. Being open, being honest, sharing your concerns, sharing your desires, expressing to your partner how you're feeling. So important.
So important. Now, Queen, I was going to ask you, because I know, and hopefully, I don't know if we talked about it, because I know you've been given so many golden nuggets, different things to think about. But I wanted to make sure that you brought up the 2 ways to keep the desire in a long-term relationship, because I know a lot of people, and I have to say, struggle with that. I know I did.
Yes. So there are 2 main things, and I already kind of mentioned them, so I threw them in here and there. So the first thing is really to communicate, right? You need to assess your relationship and ask yourself, are we really communicating? Like I said before, I have couples who come to me, everything is going well, but are you having those deep conversations? Are you talking about sex? Are you talking about your sex life? Right? And a lot of them said, oh, actually, we haven't had. It's kind of a taboo subject because it creates tension in the relationship. The less you talk, the more you avoid. I've never seen any problem get resolved by avoiding. As coaches, right? As coaches, we need to take action. That's how you're going to create change. Yeah. And so you need to approach your relationship with communication and curiosity. So having those honest and open communications, being open about, even outside of sex, just your needs, what you want from the relationship, but then also with your desires, your fantasies, what you're looking for right now in your sex life and in the kind of intimacy you have together. Maybe it's not about the sex anymore. Maybe you're not necessarily looking to have an orgasm each time you have sex. Sex is often reduced to orgasm and penetration. And what we want is to broaden that scope. And the only way you can do that is by talking to each other, staying curious. You are not a mind reader. As long as you've been together, you can't mind read your partner. And that's just that's a nugget I really want this audience to hear right now. You are not a mind reader, and your partner is not a mind reader. Do not assume that your partner knows.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, that's in every capacity, like you said, Queen. Not, we're talking about, the sexual part of it because of what you do for couples and individuals. But, we can't read your mind in anything. So people have to speak up. They have to talk. They have to be comfortable and talking to their partners. And I think that's another thing too. Like you said, some people might say, "Ooh, that's kind of taboo. We don't really talk about that." And I know you're probably saying, well, why not? That's part of the relationship. You need to bring that out. Else, yeah, you are going to be in 2 separate bedrooms. I mean, that's, it's not like the old days. I was just thinking about those old TV shows where, you seen where they had 2 separate beds in the bedroom and everything. And now it's like a whole nother world that's flip-flopped to the point sometimes I say, "Ooh, that's a lot that they show," but that's that's the intimacy that you decide in your relationship where you want to go. But if you don't say anything, or if you feel like, "Ooh, maybe we should talk about that," then yeah, it's gonna lack. It's gonna lack in your.
Absolutely. And feeling comfortable talking, that's a big thing, Barbara, because you need to create that safe space in your relationship. And often people stop talking because when they have difficult conversations, it escalates, or it creates tension in the relationship. And so you end up not talking at all. So you need to learn how to communicate with each other in a way that's going to feel safe for both of you. And that's not going to make your partner feel defensive or you feeling attacked.
Yeah. Now, Queen, I wanted to ask you, because I know you said you deal with all different couples in different areas of their relationship. If it's 5 years, if it's 10 years, if it's 20. I was going to ask you, do you see, what do you see when people come to you needing help in that area? Is it more of, like you said, the lack of communication? Is it maybe even to the point of, well, my desire for them is not really there like it was 10 years ago? I mean, what kind of things that you see the issues might be, the challenges?
Yes. Well, communication is a big one, especially around sex. It becomes a taboo subject, like I said, but it brings me to my second key. So I'm happy you asked this question. So it's pleasure. So often when couples come to me and we start to explore their sexual script, and when I say sexual script, it's like, how are you having sex from initiation to foreplay to orgasm? What is happening? And often what we see is that one or both partners are not feeling satisfied sexually. They're not having that pleasurable experience together. And because of that, they're not fulfilled in their sex life. And then they end up disconnecting and one of them loses their desire. And that's often what we see. So what I often work on couples with couples on is pleasure, right? Recreating that script that you want. What kind of sex life do you want? Remove orgasm, remove intercourse from your goal. Goal-driven sex is never the right way to approach sex because it's so much wider than that. It's so much broader. And if you both partners allow themselves to feel, to have a different kind of intimate experience, to slow down, right? To reconnect with their bodies, reconnect with the sensations, learn each other's bodies again. Right? Those are all really important things to help you to feel the pleasure again. And that's what makes the connection so strong sexually. Because often people come to me and they're like, we want to have sex, we want to have more sex, this is not happening. It's like, it's never really just about sex. It's about the connection. It's about feeling like you want to have intimacy where you feel connected with your partner.
Wow. Yes. I've noticed with a lot of other coaches that I talk to, depending on what area of what coaching they do, and I'm even noticing now that what you do for couples and individuals, it starts with that mindset. It really starts with the mind and not so much of, because I always tell people, if somebody comes to you, say, like you said, people come to you and say, well, we just want to have more sex. Okay, well, that's this part of it. We got to go lower now. But there's a reason why that's happening. So I feel like you said, when they start communicating, they start talking more, they start having that mindset of, okay, I want my desires, but my desires are not there. Or maybe what's the reason why I'm still not desiring that person? Because I hear a lot of times, especially, and I hate to put men up there because women have it too, but I always hear it from men where they say, well, she's not what she used to be. She don't look like her. She's not doing what she used to be. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of a slap in the face for women. I said, thank you so much. We kind of deal with some things that changes in your life, but I hear that and I'm like, I know that can be a lot for men, in the sexual area to go with that person. And I'm saying to myself, okay, how do they go beyond that? Because like you said, it's more than just, I mean, I know it's a physical thing, of course, but do you deal with some people where, some of the men might sit there and say, well, she's not really like she used to look like, and maybe that's why they're pulling away.
Yeah, and it's something that comes up. You're absolutely right. Yeah, bodies change, but I think often what we realize is that yes, bodies change, but we need to really go back to why they were attracted to that person to begin with, because it's not just about appearance. And I think often when someone loses desire or says something like that, well, her body changed, or he's not as attractive as he used to be, often it's more of a mask, and instead of going deeper into the problem. So they kind of use that to, I don't really believe that the physical aspect is the only aspect that can influence your desire. I think there is a lack of connection, because you didn't marry somebody for their looks. You are not with that person only because of that. Reconnect with what's attractive to you to begin with.
Yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned that, Queen, because that's so important. I like how you keep saying, always go back to say what really got to you to a point where you two came together, and you had to put that remembering. And then I like how you said, you put in the notes about we should always have a honeymoon all the time. It should feel like a honeymoon type of phase all the time when you're in the bedroom. And if you think of it like that, you have to, it's a work. It's work in progress. And I know when people hear work, they're like, oh God, work. But if you love that person, if you care about that person, you two want to please each other and be together and give those desires. It's not work. It's just basically giving yourself to the other person and really loving them.
Yes. And of course, it's going to be effort. It's effort to reconnect. It's effort to work on it, and to have that consistent flame and that feeling, that desire. It is work. But I give homework to my clients all the time. Like I am the queen of homework. I give them things to do, and they love it. But often, sometimes they don't do it, and then I'm like, it's not enough. It's not enough to show up to your sessions. You've got to put in the work. I wish I could go to your home and make you do these exercises, make you have those conversations, but I can't. You're the only one who can do this, and it's not. Don't see this as homework. See it as something you're doing to rebuild the intimacy with your partner. You're doing this for you. You're not doing this for me.
No, you're just there to, like you said, be the help and to just remind them and just, cheer them on to getting to where the place they want to be in that part of their lives. So this has been, I love this conversation, Queen. Thank you so much. I know this is going to help a lot of people, and hopefully, like I want to put out there too, don't be shy. Like you said, communication is the key. I don't care what anybody says, whatever, communication is the key. And you have to speak to, the person that you're doing life with to make sure that you're happy and whole in all areas, even in the sexual part of it. So Queen, I want to make sure that any lasting nugget or thought that you have, I'm going to take myself down, give you 30 seconds, and then we'll wrap up, and I'll be right back.
Okay. So this is what I want to leave you with. Communication and pleasure should be your priority in your relationship if you want to rekindle that desire. So really start to assess what is going on in your relationship. Are you having those conversations? Are you feeling like when you do have sex, is that pleasurable for you? But also, and one of the really important thing is, don't forget to continue seducing each other. It's so important to keep flirting, compliment each other, show appreciation. It's going to go such a long way to feel appreciated and to show that desire towards your partner, to show them that you appreciate them on a regular basis. It's going to make you feel closer together. And then you will be able to reconnect more on an intimate level. And so keep seducing each other. Even if you've been together for 25, 30 years, it's never too late to start again. It's never too late to give your partner a compliment and to flirt a little bit, to send them a text saying you miss them, you miss kissing them. So, little simple things. That's what I want to leave you with.
I like that, Queen. Yes, people need to flirt a little bit more. Send those texts saying, "Hey, I was just thinking about you." Maybe afterwards, hey, do some script stuff. I mean, do things that's going to make you have fun with each other, and just it's all about the love. It's all about loving each other, and that, like I said before, it's a part of it. So, Queen, thank you so much for coming on the Coaches Lounge. You have been just a gem. I had took notes. I was taking notes. I was like, okay, I hope she can't see me, but I'm taking these notes because she's giving us some good stuff.
Absolutely. It was such a pleasure. It was so much fun. Barbara, anytime, I'll come back. And I'm so happy. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yes, you're family now. We want you to come back. So with that said, everybody, please reach out to Mrs. Queen Isabelle. If you yourself, if you're having some challenges, I want to put challenges out there when it comes to your relationship, especially in that, what we were talking about, sexual part of it, and the communication stuff. Because you could tell this Queen, she helps with you in all areas, not just that one thing, because it starts somewhere before it even gets to the act of it. So please reach out to her if you know somebody that's in need. Like I said, take her information down. I'm going to make sure, let's post this one more time to make sure people don't say, well, I didn't get the link. Well, there's the link right there. No excuses.
That's perfect. Yes, so we follow a process. It's not just here and there. You come to me, we follow a process, and I get you to where you want to be. That's my goal.
Definitely. So everybody, again, thank you, Queen, for coming on the Coaches Lounge. If anybody's interested in coming on, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're a mentor, reach out to me in Facebook and anywhere where it says Barbara J. Beckley. I am there, and I'm here to make sure you get spotlighted just like this wonderful Queen Isabelle. We will see you next time at the next show of the Coaches Lounge. Take care.
Introducing the Diamond Factor Network, where we turn your business into a beacon of success. Imagine having your TV streaming show reaching audiences far and wide. It's possible with the Diamond Factor Network. Unlock the power of your brand with our state-of-the-art TV streaming platform. Your show, your way. Feature highlights, customized shows, global reach, and professional support. Coaching by Barbara J. Beckley, Purpose, Visibility, and Social Media Strategist. Ready to elevate your brand? Join the Diamond Factor Network today and let your brilliance light up the world. Shine bright because your success is our priority.